We had a team where they were experiencing more than average turnover.
Hi, I'm Jeremy with Northwest. We're sitting back down today with our recruiter, Heather. Heather, thank you so much for joining us again. If you have a recurring problem with one of your teams, what's the problem with approaching each individual issue on its own?
So I think when you're looking at each individual issue or problem, you're really not looking at the big picture. I don't think that's always addressing the root of the problem. And so I think when you address issue by issue, you maybe not always addressing the right issue at the right time. So having that option or ability to look big picture really helps with that.
So here in your role, have you ever been dealing with a recurring issue within a team that turned out to be more than just those individual problems that you were seeing?
Yeah, so one example that comes to mind for me is we had a team where they were experiencing more than average turnover. Kind of tracked what was going on and why, and so took a little bit of time to address the why. So yeah, it really turned out to be kind of smaller problems that turned into just the outcome was more turnover. Some of that was, training and identifying some, confidence gaps or training gaps in the team. Some of it was resources and tools and just making sure that they had what they needed to be successful. And so really having the ability to look at each of those issues and paint kind of a bigger picture of how do we address this.
So it was more of a systemic issue than maybe just an individual manager or something like that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think a lot of the times we do see that it's, multiple, kind of smaller things that stack up to be kind of a bigger problem. And when you're not addressing those, individual problems or looking at the big picture of those problems, you're not always addressing the right things.
Here at Northwest, we're all about solving the problem beneath the problem. It's how you get to the root of the issue and keep it from coming back. Stick around. Coming up, Heather's going to explain how we solved our problems through simple conversations and how that same method can work in your business. So once you actually dug into it and found those, what did you do when you identified those problems causing that recurring issue?
So, a lot of that is, kind of being open to having conversations with the teams, figuring out what really the root of the problem, and then having those conversations of what do we do to impact this or to see a meaningful change in the turnover. So some of that was, training resources. Some of it was other, kind of resources or tools that we were able to give to not only the manager to help their team, but also those individual team members as well. Kind of really feeling bought in to working here and having the ability to find what they needed to find and get their questions answered, things of that nature. So we're able to address, kind of a lot of those little problems by having a lot of conversations with the teams and being open to changing our processes and then seeing kind of where, what we could do to impact what was going on with them.
So if somebody's watching this video and dealing with a recurring problem within one of their teams, what do you hope they take away from this video?
I hope that they take away that ability to really look for the root of the problem, have an openness to conversations and change. I don't think it's always kind of the plain problem that is at hand. I think it typically takes a little bit of digging deeper to really address the real root of the problem.
Heather, thank you so much for taking the time today. If you have any additional comments or questions for Heather or anyone else on our recruiting team, drop them down in the comments below. Then hit subscribe. We have experts here at Northwest ready to help you grow your business.